Hi, I'm Donna. Today's class, nice and active for replenishing the wellspring. And we're going to have some standing poses. If you like to have a chair when you're standing on one leg, just have one handy next to your mat. And we're going to start laying down. In Supta Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together, knees out wide. Just let your back take its natural shape into the floor. Arms out wide enough so your armpits can relax, your shoulders relax. And bring your hands onto your belly. Focusing on each in-breath and each out-breath. But making space for that each new breath. Letting go of what is unnecessary. And breathing right down into the belly. And see if you can keep your focus at the belly and the hips, but you're going to let your arms out onto the floor now. Good, and then reach your arms overhead. They can be loosely folded if it's a little strong to take your arms out straight. Give yourself a really big stretch. Good, and then interlock gently your hands behind your head. Great, and we're going to bring the knees together and pick your feet up off the floor and lift your feet up so your legs are not quite straight. But really rest the upper body still into the floor. Feel the lower back arch just lifting off the floor and squeeze your pelvic floor, squeeze your belly and start to drop your legs a little away from you. Good, hold them there, focusing at the center of your body, belly, hips, your back. And see if they'll drop a little more without being tense in your throat or your chest. Good, maybe even a little more. If you're starting to tense up, you can take your toes down onto the floor, or you can bring your knees back in closer to your chest. Good. And then take your feet onto the floor. Completely relax your chest, your belly, let your arms out. Just notice if your belly started to warm up. Let your back relax into its natural shape. Belly relax. Good, and then we're going to reach the arms overhead again. The legs out straight, really stretch. Throat relax, chest wide. Good. Bending one leg, bending your other leg. Good, and you're going to lift your legs up to the ceiling again. Good, and then you're going to keep your lower back lifting. Press your belly into your lower back. Squeeze the pelvic floor. And see if you can lift your hands up and touch up or reach up towards your toes. Good, and then let your legs out a little and let your arms back down onto the floor. Good, squeezing belly, squeezing pelvic floor and lifting. Lift your arms up so you could touch your toes, maybe you can. And then laying back down. So we don't want the neck to be getting too tense here, so really try and focus on the core of your body, lifting up. And as you exhale, release. Good, and one more. Lifting up. Good, and release. And you're going to let your legs all the way down. You can keep them bent. Bring your feet hip width, legs parallel. Rest your arms out again. And take notice of where that work was in your body. Was it mostly in the belly? Maybe it was around the heart a little, maybe even the throat. So let go of tension that you don't need. Feel the breath really fill the belly. Good. We're going to bring the feet off the floor, cross your feet at your ankles and roll up. So you're sitting. Take your hands back behind you and you're going to face your fingers forward. So palms are down, fingers facing forward. Take your feet out as wide as the mat, so your legs are bent. And we're going to let the knees drop over to the left of the mat. Good, and coming up to center, knees drop over to the right of the mat. Good, come up to center, knees to the left. Come to center, knees to the right. One more each side. Good, and then coming up to center. And just put your hands so they're comfortable. We're going to do the same thing. Drop the knees to the left, but this time bring your right thigh so it's in line with the right side of your body, your torso, and knee 90 degrees. And bring your left thigh so it's 90 degrees, knee 90 degrees. Good. And in a version of peaceful pose, we're going to keep turning the torso all the way around to the left, but we're going to stay up onto straight arms. So bring your hands to where you reach. Let the spine lengthen. Lift the breastbone. Keep the sides of the neck long. And just see if you can let the belly relax here. Good. And then gently support with your hands to bring the torso back to the front. Good. And we're going to shift the legs all the way over to the right. So we're looking for a straight line with the left thigh and the left side of the torso. Good. And 90 degrees hips and knees. Good. And then use your hands to support. So just reach as far as you can and let the ribs start to turn. Let the hips be nice and heavy, but lengthen the sides of the waist, the belly, the back of the neck, the sides of the neck. Let the legs be relaxed. Good, and then release and use your hands to walk your torso back to face front. Good. Bring your legs back to parallel. Let's turn your fingers back. Good. And we're going to squeeze the belly, squeeze the pelvic floor, and lift the hips off the floor. Just lift as high as you can. You might be able to get all the way up to a tabletop. Keep the neck long. You can look up at the ceiling. Good. And then lowering down. Strong pelvic floor, strong belly. Good. And turn your fingers all the way front. So palms down. Good. Lift the pelvis off the floor just as high as you're able to. Good. Squeeze pelvic floor. Squeeze the belly. Look up at the ceiling. Ooh, cramp. Good. And then as you exhale, lowering down. Good. And we're going to cross the ankles so that you can bring your hands to the front of the mat and come back into an all fours position. Little cat stretch here. Arching the spine up, arching the spine down. Good. Relaxing your back into a neutral position. Good. And swing your hips to the right, swing your hips to the left. Kind of rolling over the front of the knees, but just exploring that nice little stretch you get in the side of the hips as you take them from one side to the other. Good. And then we're going to lift up into downward facing dog pose and same thing. Letting the hips sway side to side. Letting yourself start to lengthen into the posture. Good. And then coming to center, pressing your heels, lift the kneecaps, lift the quadriceps. Just nod your head, make sure your neck is really relaxed, your shoulders are wide. And feel the length of the belly as you lift. Your hips. Good. Good. And then we're going to walk little steps to the front of the mat and just take it nice and slow. Notice what's going on in your body, where there's some resistance to reaching forward. Come up when you run out of room, or that feeling of easy movement, all the way up to standing. Arms up, look up. Good. And as you exhale, we're going to stand into Tadasana, feet under the hips, and bring your hands to your belly. So feet are parallel. Lift the front of the legs, front of the thighs, front of the hips. And feel the breath right down into the belly. The spaciousness, the replenishment of each breath. The letting go of what is not necessary in your body. And making room for easeful balance. Good, and then bring your hands in front of your heart. Okay, we're going to shift the weight into the left foot and pick up your right foot. Take it nice and slow. You're going to try and keep your pelvis level to the floor. So we want to keep both sides of the spine long, using the front core to support. Good, and holding it onto your knee. And if you're really having trouble, this is where you could hold onto the back of a chair, or you can keep your toes onto the floor. Okay, otherwise we're going to squeeze the leg in line with the body. Good. Now again, move slowly. Feel that easeful alignment of your body as you step your right leg as far back as you can. Keep it light. And you're going to drop your right knee down towards or onto the floor. Keep it slow. Lifting up again. Good. Then we're going to step forward. Squeeze belly, squeeze pelvic floor. Bring your right knee onto your right heel onto your left knee. And you're going to come into a little squat with your standing leg, but really squeeze the belly, squeeze the pelvic floor, lift the breastbone, draw the shoulder blades down, relax at the back of the neck. Good. And then bring that foot back down, hip width distance, straighten your legs. Finding your center, bring your hands back onto the belly. Notice your breathing. Good, hands to the heart, so namaste position. Bring the left leg up, so keep it nice and slow. If you're really having trouble with the balance, remember you can keep your toes onto the floor here. Good, otherwise we're going to lift the leg nice and high, squeeze the thigh in towards the ribs. Good, and then step back, keep it slow. Keep both sides of the spine long. Keep squeezing the pelvic floor. Use your front core to support your back core. Drop the left knee down onto or towards the floor. Lifting up nice and slow. We're going to step forward again. Left heel comes onto the right knee. Bend your right leg a little. Tuck the tailbone forward so your lower back is long, and then feel the spine really lifting. Good. Squeeze the pelvis. Sorry. The pelvic floor. Squeeze the belly. Concentrating on my balance. Bring your feet back hip width. Good. Bring your hands onto your belly. Lift the front of the legs, front of the thighs. Feel the belly sit into the pelvis. So when you're working the front of the legs thoroughly, there's space for the abdomen to be really supported by the pelvis. Close your eyes. Find each breath deeply into the abdomen. Feel the skull just float on the spine. Good. Bring your hands back in front of your heart. Big step back with the right foot now. And you want a big enough distance so that when you bend your left leg, your knee doesn't come in front of your ankle. So just right above. Good, but press back with your right heel. So we've got the legs parallel here. Hands in front of the heart. We're going to lift the breastbone. And we don't want to dig into that extra flexibility in the lower back. So draw the tailbone forward. Squeeze the pelvic floor, lengthen the belly, lift the breastbone. Good, arms overhead, Virabhadrasana 1. Reach up, look up. Good, bring your hands back in front of your heart. So we're going to spring forward, landing into Tadasana. Keep it light. Hands to the belly. Good, hands to the heart. Bring the left leg back. So take a really big step back, far as you can. Good. Keep your right knee right above the ankle. Good, press your back heel, tuck the tailbone forward, lift the belly, lift the breastbone, draw the shoulder blades down. Reach your arms up by your ears, look up at the ceiling. Straighten your left leg. Strong in the right thigh. Feel the belly lift. Good, bring your hands back in front of your heart. Think about how you step forward. Keep it light. Feel the preciousness of that easy movement in your body. Hands to the belly. Feel the replenishment of each breath. Good, hands to the heart. Right leg steps back. We want a little bit bigger distance this time, and we're going to kneel the back knee onto the floor. So scooting your left foot forward. Good, we're going to take the right elbow to the outside of the left knee as far as you can. Lift the breastbone, looking back over your left shoulder. Good, if you have a little more room to move here, you can tuck the toes under, right toes under, and lift the right knee off the floor. Whoa, balance, I need a chair. Good, and then release. Good, just stay in the kneeling position, and we're going to swap sides from there. So just flatten your right foot down. Good, step your left knee back, and your right knee forward. So nice big distance. Bring the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Lift the breastbone. So we keep the thumbs in front of the heart. Lengthening the sides of the waist, looking back over the right shoulder. Okay, so you can stay here, letting the hips sink forward, keeping the spine long, or you can tuck your left toes under, lift your left knee off the floor, straighten your back leg. Good, and then release, and we're going to step all the way forward, but I need to take a shorter stance. Do that so you feel like you can move with ease. Coming back into Tadasana, bring your hands onto your belly. Good. Bring your hands to the heart. Step your right foot back, and this time you're going to turn to the right side of your mat, and we're going to take warrior two. So step your feet apart as wide as you need, and we aim to get the left thigh parallel to the floor, but maybe your knee or hip don't like going that low. But don't let the knee, left knee in front of the left ankle. Good. And we're going to lengthen the lower back so you feel that nice long curve, but use the belly, squeeze the pelvic floor to support the spine. Bring the hands out from the shoulders. Keep the shoulder blades down. Keep the neck really long. Looking over your left fingertips, but reach back through your right fingertips. Keep breathing. Good, and then we're going to reach your left elbow down onto your left knee and your right arm all the way overhead. Turn the heart up towards the ceiling. Press into the outside edge of your right foot and breathe. Good, and then inhale and come up. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Think about your movement forward. You want to make it as easeful for your body as you can. I'm going to wiggle my back foot in a little so that I can move with that sense of ease. Landing lightly. Didn't quite make it. Hands to the belly. Good, and bring your hands in front of your heart, and we're going to take a big step back with the left foot this time and turn to face the left side of your mat. Okay, so we want to get the best stretch for your hips, but where it suits your knees, suits your back. So finding your position, just make sure your right knee doesn't go in front of the right ankle. Good. We want to keep both sides of the waist equal in length, really long. Keep the hips level to the floor. Feel the curves of the spine lengthen as you use the front core to support the back core. Reach your arms, draw your shoulder blades down. Reach back into your left hand, looking over your right fingertips. Keep breathing. Inside edges of the feet press down. Outside edges of the feet press down. But lift the arches at the center of the foot. Good, and then we're going to reach the right elbow all the way out onto the right knee, palm faces up, and reach the left arm overhead. Left waist long, lifting the heart towards the ceiling. Both sides of the neck long. Breathe deeply into the belly. And coming up, think about the way that you move. Just finding your balance, finding your ease, whatever that might be, wiggling the feet all the way back together. Coming to stand back into Tadasana. Front of the mat, hands at the belly. Feel the replenishment of each breath, making room for easeful, balanced posture. Good, hands in front of the heart. Step the right foot back for Trikonasana. So you're turning to the right side of your mat. Good, legs nice and straight. Good, I'm going to take the right arm up. Good, then we're going to take the right hand down onto the right leg and lift the left arm up. And let the left knee bend. Reach the left fingertips back. Good, and then coming up. Bring the hands back in front of the heart, finding your way of stepping forward with a sense of balance, sense of ease. Tadasana, hands to the belly. Trikonasana to the left side, hands in front of your heart, step your left foot back. Lining up your feet, nice straight legs here, reach your arms, keep both sides of the spine long. Take your arms to the vertical, so right hand down onto your right leg. Good, now you're going to lower your left hand down, reach back onto your left leg, lift up your right arm. So we're reaching back the other way. Good, and then you're going to bend your right knee, reaching back. Good, coming back into Trikonasana. Hands in front of the heart and stepping forward. Finding your easy movement, your own way, lightly into and out of the poses. Tadasana, hands to the belly. Feeling the replenishment of each breath. Good, and then we're going to sit down onto the floor and try doing that without using your hands or using your hands to support you with wisdom. Good, and then bring your legs out in front and hands onto your knees, and we're going to roll the spine back and roll the spine forward. Good. It's really getting in touch with the movement of your lower back and how your belly supports that. Good, and then make your spine nice and long. Good, chest wide, spacious. And see if you can lean back a little bit more, but keep strong, belly strong, pelvic floor. Maybe let go of your hands. Coming into boat pose. You can do it with one leg at a time. Or if you need to stay holding on, you can stay holding on. Good. So spine is long, strong pelvic floor, strong belly, relaxed throat, relaxed chest. Feel the breath right down into the abdomen. You can have straight legs. Just go to where you need this. Throat relaxed. Good. And then hug your knees in and we're going to lay down. Relax your back. Legs are bent, feet parallel. Let your lower back find its comfortable, easeful, natural shape. If it's a little tense from what you just did, you can try that release where you press your lower back into the floor, squeeze your belly, or just relaxing into the floor. Good, and finding your natural shape of your back now. Great, we're going to take the left heel onto the right knee and squeeze the legs in. Hold where it's appropriate, so where you can reach to. You might be able to thread your left hand through that hole under your left leg and hold the front of the knee. Maybe you're holding your knees with your hands. You're going to dorsiflex your toes. We're thinking about the heaviness of the right thigh and how you can relax the right hip, the front of the right hip. Looking at the left knee, just coaxing that gently away from the left shoulder as you bring the right knee in closer. This has probably pushed your lower back onto the floor. Notice what it feels like to reinstate that natural little back arch and probably increase the stretch in your left hip. So see how you go, keep your chest relaxed. Good, and then release. Legs are parallel, hip width, finding ease in your core, your wellspring. Good, and then bring your right heel onto your left knee. Left foot comes off the floor. Hold where you're able to reach, keeping your head and neck relaxed onto the floor. You can reach the right arm through the hole under your right leg and hold the front of the knee if you have that movement. Just make sure your shoulders aren't lifting up, trying to help you reach. So very relaxed in your upper body. Good, we're going to dorsiflex the toes. Thinking about the weight of the left thigh, the ease in the front of the left hip. Good. And starting to coax the idea of the right knee moving away from the right shoulder. Can you feel the shape of your lower back and just slowly reinstating that natural lower back arch. Breathing deeply into the abdomen. Letting go thoroughly when you breathe out of tension in your belly. Let it go. Good. And then release. Just bring your hands back onto your belly. Feeling each breath. We're going to stretch the legs out straight. Good. Bend your right knee in. Good. And then take the sole of the foot parallel to the ceiling so you keep a deep bend in your right leg. So you can hold behind your thigh if that's where you reach to. Some people can hold higher up the leg or Maybe you can even reach your foot, but keep your shoulders relaxed, face and neck relaxed. Good. We'll try and keep ankle, knee, and hip in one line, one plane. Good. And then see how you go straightening your leg. You might need to let go of your foot and just hold behind your thigh, but really straighten. See if you can get your toes to point down towards your chest, straight as you can. And you bring the leg in as close to your torso as you're able to, just so you start to feel the back of your leg warm up. So you're finding your stretch, your space. Good. And then we're going to hold the back of the leg wherever you reach to, thigh or calf or foot, and take the leg out to the side. So towards the floor on the right, but we're going to keep the left side of the body anchored. So nothing else shifts. You keep that length in both sides of your lower back. Good. And then up to center. Swap your leg into your right hand, so wherever you're able to hold, so that supports you, and take the leg across the body to the left side. Good. We just keep really relaxed neck and spine. Good. And then back up to center and hug your knee in and let the leg out. Just taking notice for a moment with your legs rolling out, your eyes closed. So even a quick little Supta Padangusthasana cycle makes a difference. Good. And press out through the soles of the feet again. Hug your left knee in. Good. And then bring the sole of the foot so that it's parallel to the ceiling. Just hold where that feels convenient for you. Behind your thigh, your leg, your foot. Ankle, knee, and hip stay in one plane. Everything else relaxed, spine relaxed, neck relaxed. Good. And then straightening your leg. Hold where you can keep your shoulders relaxed onto the floor, space around your heart. You might be holding down here. Good. And then holding your left leg so you can take your left leg out to the left. So you might just be supporting behind the thigh. Keep it as straight as you can. Your toes dorsiflex. Keep the right side of the body anchored. So legs are straight. Spine, both sides of the spine, equal length. Neck, equal length. Good. And then coming back up to center and swap so you can support your leg to go across your body to the right side. So left leg's moving across to the right side, but keep both sides of the sacrum onto the floor. Let the legs be nice and heavy, straight and heavy. Neck relaxed. Good. Coming back up to center and hug your knee in for a moment. Good. And then let both legs out. Just let them roll out. Taking notice of where the breath reaches to in your belly, in your thighs, your hips. Traveling to your deep center. Filling the well with each breath. Good. And then gently bend your legs back in. Okay. Stick your feet out about as wide as your mat and let your legs fall over to the right side. You're going to turn your torso all the way to the right and support with your hands to lift your torso. We want to set the legs back up in that 90 degree shape. So left thigh in line with the left ribs. Right thigh out at 90 degrees. Come back into the shot. Good. And when we did this at the beginning of class, we supported ourselves on our hands as we turned the torso. But here, you're going to slowly lengthen your spine and your torso down closer to the floor. So you might come down onto your forearms. It might be comfortable for you to turn all the way and rest down onto the floor. So don't do something that's squashing your neck. You can stay up onto your arms, or you might be able to just let go. Finding a comfortable position for your arms, for your neck. Peaceful pose. Good. And then gently coming back up. Good. Turning your torso all the way to face front of the mat. Bring your legs back up. And you're going to let your legs fall gently over to the left side. And then we want to set up that nice line with the right thigh and the right ribs. Knee at 90 degrees. Left thigh out at 90 degrees. And then use your hands to where you can reach to. Either supporting up onto straight arms, lengthening your spine, or reaching the spine a little longer and seeing if you can come down onto your forearms. Or maybe you can even lay down comfortably. You might want to change your arm position a little. Maybe your head turns to the left. Maybe it feels nicer to turn it to the right. Letting go. Good, and then gently coming back up. Coming back to center and laying back down. Hug your knees into your chest and rocking a little from side to side. Let your belly relax. Good. We're going to hold the front of the knees and press your knees into your hands, straight arms, and let your lower back press into the floor. Let your belly hollow into your lower back, and with each breath, feel the expansion, the spaciousness. With each exhalation, let go of tension that's unnecessary. Whatever is unnecessary in this moment. Good. And for relaxation, take as long as you like. You can pause the video. And you might like to finish with the legs back into Baddha Konasana. Or legs out straight for Shavasana. But give yourself time to let your back relax, to tune into each breath in each moment. The spaciousness of the inhale, the letting go of the exhale. Namaste.